Hey friends, it's been a few days here. I just wanted to come on here and just share just a little bit with y'all. I just want to say thank you for those who've been praying for me. I just needed a couple days off here just to renew my mind and just kind of get away. It was a challenging weekend for me. It was a very, very challenging weekend for me. I felt like I was put through a lot of tests over the weekend. And it was hard because sometimes it's like you just want to take a little bit of a break. Like, Lord, will you just not put so many tests on me today, please? Just let me have a moment of peace. That's just kind of how I was feeling. But anyways, I don't know. Recently, I was just in a situation where I just experienced and have reflected on how piercing our words can be. Our words can really cut like a knife, and they can really build someone up, or they could tear someone down. It's just, we have to be careful how we speak. You know, in Proverbs 14:1, it says, "The wise woman builds her house, but with her own hands, the foolish one tears hers down." So you could build whatever you're building. You could tear it down with your words in just a moment's notice. You know, women, men, all it takes is just your tongue. Your tongue is so powerful, and it could really destroy things, you know? And we have to be careful how we live, because we want to be in situations where we're going to be blessed. You want to be blessed. We don't want to be in situations where we're going to be cursed. We all want the same things, right? Some of us. You want to be loved. You want to be valued. You want to be accepted. We all want that, right? Every person does. Who wouldn't? But I've just experienced and have been in situations where the words of another person can really cut you down. They can really cause a lot of pain. And why I'm careful with how I live now. Yes, I hold people accountable for the most part. If I feel something's wrong, I'm going to say something, but I'm going to do so in love, because how I feel matters, how you feel matters, and we should be able to go to one another when we feel wrong about something, right? That's all about removing pride. That's what a humble person does. You're willing to say, okay, I messed up. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Let me do this differently. You know, whatever it is. But anyways, I was on the receiving end of someone's words, you know, recently, and they bothered me. But what I did was I turned the other cheek. I just kind of let it happen. I didn't even say anything to this person, and I just let it go. And God used another human being to kind of step into this situation, which I guess it was good. It was good because I needed help in this situation, because I felt myself well up with emotion. And I was hurting by what someone said, and I didn't even do anything wrong to this person. But anyways, I felt myself just have all of these emotions. And then this person ended up coming to me, and then they apologized to me. It takes a very humble person to admit, you know, when they haven't treated you correctly. It takes a humble person to do that, to admit it, you know? And once that person said that they were sorry, I forgave them. I forgave them, and I just encouraged them to just please be mindful with what you say. You know, be mindful with what you say, because your words can really hurt someone. And whatever that you are trying to build, you can delay things with your own mouth. You can destroy relationships just with your mouth. Because people, sometimes we respond with emotion instead of taking a moment and taking a step back. People respond in anger. They get hurt. They say things they don't mean. They say things maybe they do mean, but they say things when they shouldn't say them. And then your words can cause someone to turn away from you, you know? I don't know. I've just have made a lot of mistakes in my life, and I'm really trying to use wisdom, just to be mindful and to be careful with how I'm living, because I know that what we do, what we say, it matters, and it really can bring destruction our way if we're not careful, you know? And I don't want that. I don't want it at all, you know? I want to be in situations where I'm blessed. I want, you know, God's will for my life. I want to be in situations where, you know, I want his blessings. I want everything that he has calls me to. And you should want that too. But I guess the whole point of this video is just to be mindful with what you're saying here, because your words can tear something down in just a moment's notice. And we have to be careful with that. And just don't let your words come out so freely. And especially if you're hurting someone with your words, just be careful with that. Because I was on the receiving end of those words, and they brought a lot of tears my way. They brought a lot of tears my way. And it could have been avoided if that person would have just been a little bit more careful. But this is just another reason why we have to give some mad grace towards one another. You know, because we make mistakes. We all say stupid things we don't mean. And unfortunately, the things that we say and the things that we do, they do have consequences. If we're they can have consequences, you know? So I would just encourage y'all just to be mindful with what you're saying here, because you don't want to delay where God wants you to be because of the things that you're saying, you know? So anyways, you guys have a great evening, but I just wanted to come on here and just say be careful with your words, okay? And just be willing to be a person who's willing to be corrected. You know, it says in Proverbs 15:32, he who disdains instruction despises his own soul, but he who heeds rebuke gets understanding. So he who disdains, or that person is like they feel unworthy, like they're not worthy of having correction. Like they don't feel that they need it. It's basically pride is what it is, you know? Humility comes before honor. And in order to receive the honor that God has for us, we have to be willing to say, okay, I messed up. Lord, help me to do it better. Help me to speak in a way that's more pleasing to you. Help me to honor other people with my words. Help me to honor you with my words. Because you want to step into the land that God wants to give you, your promised land that God has for you. And you don't want your mouth keeping you out of that promised land. So, deep thoughts for a Sunday night, but it just doesn't feel good being on the receiving end of someone's words, because they really can cause another person pain. So, see you next time.